Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can get us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, or you can reach us at 618-235-6959. And today I want to show you a third video of this elephant telephone that Bo sent in. And in the first video I showed you this elephant just came in with just in pieces and parts, and the only thing that we had to the handset was the voice coil encasement. So basically we only had this to go by, and we found a handset, and I was real happy about how that worked out, because this handset's probably just about the exact match. As you can see, it's probably exactly the same handset. So anyway, another thing I want to show you that we started working on, since that's all hooked up now and taken care of, I want to show you where all the hook switch and plunger is supposed to set. Now they had this piece right here stuck inside this saddle, and this almost, if you were to find that on the ground out somewhere, you'd think that might have fallen from outer space somewhere. But and maybe they did find it that way, I don't know, and then just kind of stuck it in here. But this is where it came from. So once I peeled that apart, I'm just going to throw that away, because I don't really think we're going to need that anymore. I'm not sure what that was anyway. It doesn't really look like it's a part of the phone, but somehow it got all mixed up in here. This is a bracket that I had to make, and this is going to give you some kind of idea about how this redesign is going to look. It's a bracket that's got a keyhole in it, it's got a slot cut in it, another hole, and some holes drilled in it, and it's going to hold all of our parts. It's also going to hold our switch for our hook switch. So anyway, it's a little beveled here, so because of the saddle, and I'm going to start putting it together, and I'm just going to put it together a little bit to show you, to give you an idea about what this thing's going to look like. Here's the plunger, and it's got a shaft in it. So I'm going to drop the plunger through the keyhole, and then I'm going to put the spring on, which this was not here. This is the only thing that was here that I'm showing you is the plunger. That was the only thing that came in with the phone. In this cradle, and the little bracket to pick the phone up with. And the phone is actually so heavy that it's brass that I don't think you'd want to pick it up by that, but it's decorative. We'll put it back on, whatever. So here's a little spring bracket. It's just to keep the spring into place. And so when I flip this over, you can get an idea now that this is a working mechanism, and it's so anyway, what I want to do here is, I'm not going to put it all together. I'm just going to, that would sit there normally, I'm just going to put this on real quick to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. We get this cradle on there. Now this is going to spin around. Okay, the last thing that I'm going to do is, that's where this slot here comes into play. In the plunger, there's that shaft, and I'm gonna put all this together, and then I'm gonna push that shaft through this slot, and that's gonna be a lock. It's gonna lock it into place. But that shaft is also going to have another duty, and what it's going to do is, it's going to take this little switch here, this little switch. I already have the holes mounted. It's going to be mounted, or the holes drilled. It's going to be mounted right here, and as the plunger goes up and down, it's going to hit the switch, and that's the way you're going to be able to take the, get dial tone, no dial tone, whatever. And this will sit in here. And if you can see this little shaft sticking through here, I'm just going to kind of try to give you an idea of what that's going to look like. It's going to come through there, and then this switch is going to be mounted right here. You can always use a few more fingers, but I guess 10's enough. This will come down and hit the switch. So that should give you some kind of an idea of how this redesign is all going to work out. It's not uncommon. We do this all the time here. We get all kinds of different things that we have to make, and this is just another day at A1 Telephone. So we have to do this all the time on different phones. Sometimes they come in, they don't have everything with them, or the design originally wasn't that great, or it's some kind of a novelty phone and it's been taken apart, and people, sometimes that stuff gets lost. The bell looks like it's been scavenged out of some other phone. See, some of these parts might be scavenged. That all looks like it's been scavenged out of another phone, and they had this old hook switch bolted over here, and I'm not sure what it was all about, but obviously it didn't work, or it didn't work properly, or it wouldn't have come in parts, and that's why somebody took it apart to begin with. Real quick, I want to show you something before we go. And the reason why I wanted to show you these is because when you're making brackets and things, you don't want to get all these drill bits out and have to start drilling everywhere. There's a simple tool here, or bits that you can use, that'll help you make things. And the next time somebody says, hey, what can I get you? Say, well, you can go out and get me a set of what's called stepper drill bits. And you will kiss yourself when you get these, because these will make your life a whole lot easier when you're doing stuff like this. And this particular set just has 3 in it, but it's going to help you make any kind of hole that you want, any size, within the range of what they are. You can get them in all kinds of different sizes, but it's a very simple tool for doing things like this, and it really does help. So the next time you got somebody that wants to buy you something, go ahead and get yourself a set of stepper drill bits. You'll be very happy you did. Anyway, I'm going to make a couple of more videos on this telephone. We're not done with this, and I'm going to put all this hook switch stuff together and get our hook switch in and get all that mounted. And the next thing I'll work on in the other video, the next video, will be the network and mounting the bell and making a bracket so that it sits in the belly of the elephant and doesn't flop all around. So we're well into our way of a redesign of this telephone and repair, and I think it's all starting to come together, and in the next video you're going to see it look more like a telephone instead of just like a box of parts. So I appreciated making the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and hope that gives you some kind of an idea of some of the things that you have to go through to get some of this stuff back together again. And anyway, you can get us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, or you can reach us at 618-235-6959. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.